City here, welcome back. WWDC is so close, and we all know that updates are coming. So, what should we expect from the new iOS? We all know that this is just a better version, and more features will come with the new iPhone in September. But some people say that their features, which were promised in iOS 18, didn't make it through yet. So, they think that maybe it will come through the iOS 19 or that they will happen later on, maybe with even the next iOS. So, what should we expect and which iPhones will have the iOS 19? One of the most important things when it comes to software updates is your phone. Can your phone support the current software update? This is a question which people ask because we all know that if your phone isn't updated up to a certain iOS version, some apps and feature won't work. So which iPhones will get this support? So will your iPhone support iOS 19? Every year, one of the most important questions is which iPhone models will support the newest iOS update. So far for iOS 19, the rumors are conflicted. First, the folks at iPhone Soft reported that all devices that support iOS 18 will be able to update to iOS 19. This would include the iPhone XR and newer. More recently, however, a private account on X that regularly shares correct details about Apple's software platform said that the iOS 19 will drop support for three iPhone models: iPhone XR, iPhone XS, and iPhone XS Max. All three of those phones were released in September 2018. The key context, of course, is that not all features in iOS 19 will be available on all iPhone models. Some of the most power-hungry features like Apple Intelligence will be limited to only the newest iPhone models. I still have my iPhone 14 Pro Max, so no Apple Intelligence from me, but honestly, I don't use AI in general in my daily life, so I'm not mad about this, but at least I'll get some of the features from the newest iOS 19 when it arrives. Another important thing is the design. Some people say that whatever Apple is launching in their newest iOS, they keep already seen with different brands. Well, switch to another brand then. It might not be new for you, but it's new for Apple and every iPhone user. So what should we expect with the design this year? So Bloomberg reports that iOS 19 will be one of the most dramatic software overhauls in Apple's history. This will include design changes, new features, and more. According to the report, iOS 19 will be the biggest revamp since iOS 7 in 2013. iOS 7 marked a dramatic redesign of iPhone software with new icons, fonts, user interface elements, and more. iOS 19 will reportedly update the style of icons, menus, apps, windows, and system buttons for iPhone users. The new interface will be loosely based on Vision OS. It will also simplify the way users navigate and control their devices. YouTuber John Prosser has also reported on Apple's plans for a redesign as part of iOS 19. Prosser has shared mockups showing iOS 19 with new icons, an updated keyboard design, floating navigation bars, and revamped Messages app, and more. So, the design is part of the iOS. Let's not forget that this is just a beta version. We'll get the complete one in September with the newest iPhone launch. But it's not something that probably we haven't seen in other brands, but it's something for Apple, and they're trying to get creative. They will copy their homework, but do it better. Do it in Apple style. So I'm interested to see what new features they will add. No matter if you're taking a selfie, no matter if you're filming a video like I'm doing right now, or this is your job, we do use our camera app at least once a day. So what will be the updates with this app? So the camera app will reportedly be one of the 10 poles of Apple's new design language in iOS 19. According to YouTuber John Prosser, the new camera app will feature a design that mirrors the design ethos from Vision OS with a focus on transparency. Apple has reportedly stemline controls at the bottom of the interface into two toggles for photo and video. Users can switch between various models within each menu, adjust settings such as exposure, and more. At the top of the interface, users have quick access to controls for features like live photos and flash, and settings for resolution and frame rate. Additionally, a dedicated button remains to access the user's photos library. So I just remember the newest iPhones have this capture button which gives you the access to the camera app. So they're just reinventing the camera app to give it even easier access for the users. I firstly didn't like the camera button. Why is it there? I just simply access my camera from my lock screen most of the times, depending on what I'm doing with it. But I do have to say, yes, fresher look might be easier for people to use. Initially, when they launched the photo app, which is connected with the camera app, I was very excited, like too many things happening, so I had to remove most of them to simplify it. But let's see what they'll do with the camera app this year. Another important thing when it comes to updates is Siri. Yes, Siri can now work with ChatGPT, but they're updating her so she can do more tasks on herself without external help. So, what updates will receive for her? So, according to Bloomberg, Apple is working on a fundamental revamp to how Siri works as part of iOS 19. Currently, Siri is split into two distinct systems under the hood. One system handles legacy commands like timers and alarms, and a separate system handles more advanced commands. As part of iOS 19, Apple is expected to merge these two systems. This should streamline performance and make Siri faster to respond to queries of all types. Apple has hit roadblocks in its plans for other major Siri changes with iOS 19. Bloomberg initially reported that Apple would ship a new version of Siri that was conversational and more like interacting with a human as part of the iOS 19 cycle. The upgrade, however, is running behind schedule and will not be announced at WWDC in June. Currently, iOS 18 offers ChatGPT integration as part of Siri and Apple Intelligence. However, Apple's goal with iOS 19 was to bring this functionality in-house and emphasize the privacy benefits of its platform compared to OpenAI's ChatGPT. So they just want whatever ChatGPT is doing, Siri to do it on her own without the help of ChatGPT. But will this happen or not? Maybe we'll have to wait for more updates. They will test out how this is working, and if they really want to bring it in-house, this will take some time. So we'll wait and see if Siri will receive these updates. A rumor that people suggest is that we will have AI for battery life. Yes, Apple's intelligence will somehow interfere with the battery life. How? We're about to find out. So, AI for battery life. Building on the Apple Intelligence platform, iOS 19 will reportedly add new AI-powered battery management tools for iPhone. According to Bloomberg, a new iOS 19 feature will use Apple Intelligence to analyze how a person uses their device and make adjustments to conserve energy. Apple is allegedly training this data on battery data that it has collected from iPhone users. This data is being used to understand trends and make predictions for when you should lower the power draw of certain applications or features. Speaking of battery life, iOS 19 will also reportedly add a new indicator to the lock screen when your iPhone is charging that tells you exactly how long it will take to reach full charge. This will be interesting because usually I see this on my laptop, like you left, for example, 1 hour till full charge or 3 minutes or whatever time it is. That you have this on your phone, this will be pretty interesting. Yes, I see the battery percentage when it's charging, but to have it exactly, for example, if you're on the go and you have to put your phone for a quick charge, how much do you will reach full charge, or at least depending on how much battery you need. So this will be an interesting feature. I don't know how the other features when it comes to AI and battery will work, but this one is very handy if Apple makes it happen. As I said throughout this video, we will receive a better version of iOS 19. The newest one will come with the new iPhones in September, but we still won't receive absolutely every single feature. We have to keep updating our iPhones to receive it all, and this will happen with time. So we have the so-called delays. What will happen? We're about to find out. Delays. Even as we approach the announcement of iOS 19 in June, Apple is still working to complete the rollout of feature announced for iOS 18 last year. Some of the most impressive and powerful Apple Intelligence features announced for iOS 18 are delayed until the iOS 19 cycle. According to reports, Apple development of iOS 18 features means that a larger than usual number of features scheduled for iOS 19 have already been postponed until spring 2026. This is because Apple's engineers are still working on iOS 18 projects, when it usually already be on the following OS. This means that iOS 19 might be missing a number of key features when it's released in September. The missing features will then be added gradually over the coming months as part of the iOS 19.1, iOS 19.2, iOS 19.3, and iOS 19.4. So we will receive some part of the features that are coming, not all of them, but with time we will get them developing. If you add so many features predicted for your iOS, you have to think about, okay, I'm adding them, but how long it will take me to make these things come true? Because it's not like something easy that you snap fingers and it's done. Everything takes time. So this is why we receive like delayed features. You won't get it immediately, but you will get it eventually with the updates. And God knows what will happen when we reach to the iOS 20, for example. Will the same thing happen? Too many features and just no time to add them? We don't know. Okay, guys, that was it. Really hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below. What do you expect from the newest iOS 9? Do you have an update or a feature that you want Apple to add, or you're okay with whatever they're doing? Because anyway, you're gonna be updating like probably most of us. I usually wait until it's like fully completed in September. I don't beta version because I have seen people they update to the beta and they start having problems with their phones. So I prefer to wait. I'm not that desperate for the newest update. So I can wait. Will I change my phone? Probably not this year because I don't see a reason to get a new phone while this one is perfectly working. Well, if I decided that they have a feature which I can live without, probably will. But for now, this is not on the radar for me. I have other plans where to spend my money. But that'll be the video. Hope you enjoyed. Please smash that like button, like this video, share it with friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell so you know if I whenever I post new videos. And I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!